Hi everyone, this is a Math OD2 video. This is 3.1, the product, quotient, and power rule. This is the 6th video that I'm posting. I wanted to do one more with the quotient rule just because some of the other videos never even use the quotient rule. Okay, so let's look at this equation here. So again, remember, we always want to think about our order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Clearly there are no parentheses here, so we have to move onto exponents, and then we can do multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So the first thing I'm noticing about this expression is that I have 6 and 2, and they're being divided by each other. Now, many times as I've taught this course, people start getting confused between just regular numbers and the power rule, and then they start doing silly things like 6 minus 2. Which is not what we want to do. If before you ever started this chapter, you had seen on a piece of paper 6 divided by 2, I think most of you guys would have been able to realize that 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay? But with the addition of this new information and these new rules, all of a sudden, we start treating regular old numbers as exponents. They're not exponents, they're just coefficients. They're just regular old numbers. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. Not 4, it's 3. Okay, so let's proceed. So we have 6 divided by 2, and I'll just write over here that gives us 3. Okay, and then we have this expression right here. We have x to the 4th divided by x to the 3rd. What rule is that? Well, that is the quotient rule. Remember, quotient is sort of a fancy word that indicates that we're using division. Okay? The quotient rule says that if we have the same base, 2 different exponents, or it could be the same exponent, it doesn't matter, then what we need to do is to subtract those exponents. Okay? If you need to review the quotient rule, I made a video that introduces and proves it and explains it. Okay, so we decided that x to the 4th divided by x to the 3rd gives us just plain boring old x. Okay, likewise, we can say that y to the 9th power divided by y to the 2nd power. The quotient rule tells us to subtract those exponents and gives us y to the 7th power. So that's our final answer, 3x y to the 7th power. Okay, and my caution to you again is to remember that when you have coefficients, they're literally just being divided. Don't treat them as exponents. You don't use exponent rules on just regular old numbers. You use exponent rules on exponents, right? When you have regular numbers, right? Go back to what you learned back in elementary or middle school, whenever you learned how to divide integers, and use those rules. Okay, that's it.